Hello, and welcome to episode 22 of the Brain Cancer Podcast. Before we get going today, I would like to wish you all a very happy new year. I know that we are only about 2 weeks into the new year, but I am excited to see what the next year brings to all of us. I am recording a little bit different today because I am using a pop filter with a new preamp that I got, which will hopefully clean up some of the audio just a little bit. For me personally, I have my next MRI on January 19th, and then I see my doctor to get the results on January 21st, and then we will go from there. Hopefully, everything is clean, and I can just keep going as I am going. Once I speak to her, we'll figure out what the plan will be for the upcoming year. In this episode, I want to cover a topic which is something that we all deal with on a daily basis. And that topic is diet. Now, first, I am not a doctor or a nutritionist, and I would definitely recommend that you speak with a nutritionist before you implement any drastic changes in your diet, as well as letting your doctors know so that they can monitor any changes that they see as a result of you switching your diet. The two that I really want to cover today are the keto diet as well as a more plant-based vegan diet. The keto diet is, quote, a high-fat, low-carbohydrate controlled protein diet that has been used since the 1920s to treat epilepsy. We have known that it's been effective in treating epilepsy since the 1920s, and it would make sense to try it for any other brain issues, such as brain cancer. Usually, the body converts carbohydrates from foods like bread, pasta, into glucose, which is a type of sugar, to use for energy. In the keto diet, because of the restriction in your carbs, the body can't use the glucose and is forced to use fats as a source of its energy. And this is known as ketosis. There was a mouse study that was done with two groups, one of which was on a standard diet and the other was on the keto diet. Both groups received radiation therapy and regular scans to monitor tumor growth. The results showed that the median survival for the mice on the keto diet was about 5 days longer than the mice on the standard diet, with the vast majority of them surviving with no sign of tumor recurrence, even when they had switched back to a standard diet for over 200 days. None of the mice on the standard diet survived more than 33 days. This is important because I have also found another study that shows the best time for implementing a keto diet is during the radiation therapy part of your treatment. That was essentially confirmed, at least on mouse models here, that the best time to use the keto diet is during radiation because it helps control swelling and edema around the tumors. The authors suggest that changes to cell metabolism through the diet may make it a useful adjunct to the current treatment standard of care for human gliomas. One of the reasons that they think it is so effective when combined with radiation is that they suggest it stops tumor growth by reducing the stimulation of growth factor hormones, which also controls the inflammation and edema. From what I have heard, it is not the easiest diet to really stick to. Based off of this trial, it seems that even a temporary keto diet, perhaps just through radiation, may be yet another supplementary way to improve radiation therapy and help reduce any tumor recurrence. I will link to some peer-reviewed articles that specifically address this. as well as a couple websites that will help you show more information about what the keto diet entails. After my surgery, I had decided to switch to a vegan diet based off of some research that I had done on my own, showing a benefit to a vegan diet to help control and prevent a tumor recurrence. It was not a drastic shift for me, and maintaining a vegan diet is now becoming easier and easier than ever, with more options from Morningstar and Boca and the Impossible Burgers, and there's more large-scale adoption of the diet, which I think is really good, as it has other benefits as well. I personally have felt much better ever since I had switched to a vegan diet. And I understand that it is not for everybody, just like keto is not for everybody. I just want to share how my day-to-day goes. I'm also a fan of gardening as well, which allows me, especially during the summer, to grow my own food out in the garden. I always grow peppers, tomatoes. I've had great luck with zucchinis in the past. You can grow lettuce. And also a lot of herbs, too. I use oregano, cilantro, basil is another great one. In those cases, you know that you are responsible for your own food, and you grow it yourself, and it tastes much better, and it's not store-bought, it's not processed. And you do feel better knowing that it's coming from you. There are many alternatives now. You don't need to have traditional cow's milk when you have things like cashew milk and almond milk, which are great replacements. There are multiple kinds of vegan butter, vegan cheese, vegan beef crumbles, chicken nuggets, turkey, bologna. There's everything. There's a few brands which I definitely recommend, like Light Life, Morningstar, and Boca. You can also get the Impossible Burgers, and Beyond Meat is another good one. I do tend to live by the motto that, just like with statistics, garbage in equals garbage out. And if you eat garbage, you're going to feel like garbage. Granted, that might just be me, but I believe that even if you don't want to do keto or vegan, I think it is just as important to eat a healthy, balanced diet that works for you. I try to limit my intake of junk food in general. I don't know if pita chips and hummus qualifies as junk food, because I really do like that as a snack, as well as tortilla chips, especially with homemade salsa. That's another one of my weaknesses. But it's not like I'm eating this stuff every single day. Even with the hummus, I usually take 2 or 3 days in between. It still is one of my favorite snacks, though. I do believe that you have to do what works best for you. I know switching diets is a drastic life change. Even if you wanted to do just one of these diets during your radiation, you can do that. Or if you don't want to do it full time, you can do something where you just do the diet for 3 days out of the week or 2 days out of the week. But I understand that it can be very difficult, and some people, they just don't take well to dietary changes. And that's fine as well. For so many of us, the standard of care just is not enough. Surgery, radiation, and chemo is the standard of care. Perhaps you can get on a clinical trial, but I think it's important that we make small changes on our own to supplement our current standard of care. You just have to be very careful when you're looking up anything online, because you're going to find articles that say keto is not good, or keto is really good. or a person who saved their life by a vegan diet and another person that says it's a terrible diet. It's still a very young field, other than understanding how beneficial the keto diet is for epilepsy. Many of us are already on some sort of anti-epileptic anyways, so that might also have some benefits. Diet is only one part of dealing with and going through any brain cancer diagnosis. I do try and walk every day. I try to eat as best I can. But you can't deny yourself occasional snacks, or if you're hungry for something, it's okay. Or you can have a bowl of ice cream or whatever you may want. You still have to have things to look forward to. Some people are more strict, some people are not, and that's up to the individual. I would never judge somebody for choosing to follow or choosing to not follow any specific diet, because it is a very personal thing. As we are all brain cancer patients or caregivers, this is one thing that we can control. If we have surgery, we go through radiation, and we're doing chemo, in addition to possibly infusions like Avastin, Keytruda, or whatever it may be, they're all trying to kill the tumor cells and prevent any recurrence. But we have to take charge of some things as well. We can control our diet. We can control, to an extent, our ability to exercise and work out our brain through just puzzles or whatever it may be. I think it's a lot of little things that we can do to make a big difference. I have more topics to cover. While this may not have been the most informative or entertaining episode that I have ever done, I just wanted to make a short episode so that you can do a little bit of research and possibly open up some new avenues to assist your treatment. I definitely plan to do some more recording over the next few days or next few weeks. I want to be able to put out more than one episode per month. Please contact me if there's anything that you want me to cover, or if you want to come on the show and share your story. I would love to have people on here. We've done that in the past, and I think it's a great way to both share your stories and experiences, as well as helping every other person that is in the same situation as you. That is what this podcast is really about. I just want to help people share what I've learned and share what you've gone through and learned. We are all in this together, and I know it can feel lonely. And while I did do a podcast episode dedicated to mental health, I think it's important for me to do an updated one, especially after what we have all gone through in the past 18 months. I think it could do with a revisit, if you will. But I think that about wraps it up for today. Thank you so much for listening and taking time out of your day to allow me to talk to you. It means so much to me, and it really is hard to explain. But I think just as a part of my personal experience through brain cancer, this has been so extremely helpful for me, and it's something that I plan to continue doing for a long time. You can visit the page on Facebook at facebook.com/braincancerpodcast. I've been trying to post on there every single day. You can also follow me on Twitter at braincancerpod. You can email me at any time at braincancerpodcast@gmail.com. I do respond to everybody, and I love getting your emails. Just be warned, sometimes I can type a little bit too much, so you may have to spend like 5 minutes reading what I respond. But I never want to leave anything out, And if you take the time out of your day to contact me, you deserve the same in return. I'm also on Discord. If you ever need to message me there, feel free to reach out. We can do a Discord call. I do just want to be there for everybody and help as much as I can. Finally, make sure you subscribe to the podcast on whatever app you're using, or be sure to give it a follow or a like, whatever it may be, so you get notified when any new episodes are up. I will definitely be giving you all the results of my MRI in a couple weeks. And I think that's about it. I hope you all have a great day or night, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.